Well, a big weekend for the ag community here in Northwest Missouri as the annual Midland Empire Ag and Rural Lifestyle Show returned to the Civic Center this year for the first time since COVID-19. We spoke with organizers and vendors on why it was so important to keep the annual event going despite the challenges of the pandemic. Show organizer Cindy Cornelius admits it was hard to predict just how the annual Midland Empire Ag and Rural Lifestyle Show would go this year.
I wasn't really sure what the turnout would be, and we've had a really nice crowd.
The event made its return to the Civic Arena after the pandemic forced its closure last year. While many are glad to see its return, COVID-19's impact hasn't exactly gone away.
You know, the whole supply chain issue, employees, not having enough employees to maybe staff a store and the show, and of course COVID.
The many complications showing up in a slightly toned down show, the supply issues meant less product to showcase, and staffing issues kept some vendors away. But for the vendors that did show up,
it's been good. We've got to interact with a lot of producers and get our message out to people.
Freddie Keaton of the Independent Cattlemen of Missouri is a new vendor to the show. He says it's been a great way to connect and spread the word about changes his group wants to see in the cattle industry.
We're just kind of organizing and getting people together to help get support for those issues.
Speaking of animals, arguably the biggest attraction to the show, the petting zoo, had a little more room for the animals to move around.
Kids love to pet everything and love seeing all the animals.
The adults love seeing the ag community get together again.
When COVID happened, it lost a few numbers of people, but I'm glad and happy it's starting to pick back up.
You really walk around and you see people see their neighbors from various communities, you know, throughout the Midland Empire. So it's just a really good time.
This was the 33rd year for the Lifestyle Show. Cornelia says she wants to put on many more in the years to come.